Good day, viewers, and welcome to another amazing edition of Worthwave, a program that teaches you the art of making money. My name is Jennifer Inapari, and I am your host for today. Today on the program, we'll be talking about a very important and sensitive topic: what to do when your value doesn't attract money. Before we go into this conversation, I would like to take us on a trip to memory lane. In junior secondary school, we were taught the law of magnetism, which states that like poles repel and unlike poles attract. Money and value can be likened to unlike poles. But what do you do when money and value chooses to disobey the law of magnetism? We'll find out during the course of this conversation. We go on a short break and be right back. Please stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Welcome back from that short break. My guest for today is a computer professional and a certified digital skill maker. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me to the studio, Joshua Olaoluwa.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
You're welcome, sir. It's so good to have you join us.
Me too.
I've been longing for this opportunity and finally, it's here. Yeah. So before we go into our conversation, I would just like to say something. When we attend seminars, when we attend conferences, or even read books, there's this thing they always say that value attracts money. And when you have value, money will start chasing after you and all of that. But the truth is that in the life we live in, there are some persons that are valuable, they have skills, they are knowledgeable, they are grounded, but still they are struggling to get money. So do you think that value is not enough to get money? That's my first question.
Okay, thank you so much. That question is kind of very practical.
Okay.
Yes. However, I will say that value is enough to get money. But then there are other factors that makes value valuable enough to attract money. And one of my mentors will always say that the value of a thing, it's determined by people around that thing that place value on that thing. Okay, take for instance now, you're a graphic designer, right? And then people around you doesn't value graphics. They don't, maybe you stay in the village and they don't know anything about graphics and they don't want to pay for such value. You see that it won't attract money, right? So value itself, I won't say it's not enough, but then there are other ingredients. It's just like you cooking soup now, and then you only added salt, and then you say, oh, the salt is enough. Although if you put the salt, it's enough for it to be delicious, right? Yeah. But then there are other things that will make it very palatable for you to eat, right? So that's how value works too. Value does not exist in isolation of people, and that's why environments, pricing, and some other things, these are factors that makes value valuable enough for it to attract money. Yes.
So in summary, you are saying positioning is also key.
Strategic positioning is also key. Yes. So, for instance now, let's say you are in Nigeria. You know, there are some skill that you will have in Nigeria that people will not pay you for it. And you can remain poor, right? But if you go to UK, if you go to US, and then immediately you get there, you just become rich overnight, right? Yeah. It's because of the people there, they place value and they are willing to pay for that value. Now, the question is, are people in your environment, are they willing to pay for the value you are offering, right?
Thank you so much for that answer. Now, moving on to my next question. Now, the world is developing every single day, and we are advancing from the old way of doing things to the modern way of doing things. Like before now, people utilize conventional media to make adverts, to do their adverts. But currently, people utilize platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, amongst others. Now, many persons are learning digital skills because they feel like it's the skill for the season. That's where the world is navigating to. So let us all move towards that direction. Let's join the moving train. Yes. But at the same time, there are some persons that are watching us right now who have learned these skills. Some have learned it on Coursera and the likes. and still they don't know how to forge ahead with this skill. They don't know how to even use this thing they've learned. So what do you have to say to such categories of person?
Okay, I can say it happens to everybody.
Okay.
Except you have let's say like a parent who is already, except you have a very strong background, let's say like a parent who is already in that industry. And because your parents, they will be willing to mentor you right from the start, right? So like I said, you can't just have a skill and then expect the skill to start paying you. It's people that will pay you because you are using that skill to solve a problem. So skill itself is not value enough. The solution that the skill is bringing, it's exactly what that value is, right?
Yeah.
Now, what are you solving? Now, let's say for instance, now it's happened to me, right? Okay. When I started learning digital advertising, it was not just instant. I still did many jobs, right? In fact, the first ad I ran was 4K. And yes, so, and the customers was like, although there was, I got results from it, but not much results, right? So it happened to everybody, to a beginner. Your case is not too peculiar, or to maybe it's not your village people. It's just how it is. Now, this is what you should do. First of all, like I said, your skill itself is not value. No matter how many nights you spend learning it, or how many days, right? Now, what is the problem that your skill is solving? That's exactly what you should focus on after learning a skill. And that's exactly what you should how you should differentiate yourself from the crowd, or from those that are already in the industry. Now, we have other things. Now, let's say, now, after knowing the problem that your skill will solve, now, you need to identify people that will not just pay you, but will pay you well for that skill. And certain environment does not support certain people paying you well for a certain skill. Now, we can say Nigeria is still an underdeveloped country, yeah, right? Definitely. And some states are not helping matters again, right? We have Lagos helps matter, like Lagos is still very good, yeah. Abuja and some other states, but some states, they are not even helping matter because these people, they don't know the value. Take for instance now, I'm a social media expert, and then I approach someone, a business owner, and I'm telling the person that, oh, I can help you triple your income. The person first of all look at me like, I hope it's not all this MMM. This guy, do you get now? Yeah. So the thing is, if people are not sensitized enough, and that's one of the major challenges that we digital advertisers have. If you are running ads online now, most people, they have trust issues. They are not sensitized enough to know that this is exactly how this thing is going to help. And that's why awareness ad, education, like educational content, why we put out educational content out there for a long time, so that we can sensitize them, because it is when trust has been built that these people can willingly pay you for whatever problem you are solving. Now, this is what you should do. After learning a skill, find a problem that you can solve. Let's take, for instance, now you've learned social media ad, right? You can help people advertise their products, right? Now, find people that can, that needs it, right?
Business owners.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Then find a way. Now, it's now getting more complicated, because if you just approach them that, oh, I can help you solve your problem, I can help you triple your stuff, they will doubt it, right? Give value upfront. That's what we call lead magnets in digital marketing. You give value upfront. Let them believe you. Show them what you've got, right? And that's why sometimes you attend conferences you speak in conferences that sometimes they will not pay you, right? When you are coming up. Yes. So try to give yourself visibility. Visibility matters for value. If people did not know that you can solve this particular problem with your skill, they will not give you the job. So you must be visible enough, and being visible enough is not just a short-term work, right? It's something you must consistently do. Putting out content, running ads on your page, right? organizing seminars, organizing classes, right?
Yeah.
So with that, I'm sure you can win.
Right.
Yeah.
So while you were talking, I remembered a story my friend shared with me.
Yeah.
He said there was this man in their area. The man has he sells at the time in his life, the man was selling cake. At the time, another time in his life, the man started selling barbecue. Another time in his life, the man started selling something else. I can't remember the actual thing he was selling. And then she said something that is like actually favor this one, because why person would they try do something for life you get, and it just feels like value and money are drifting apart. So what do you have to say about this whole thing?
Okay, if I can get your question very well.
Yeah, just summarize what you have to say about it.
Okay, the person has been selling barbecue, right? Can you recap?
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember the story when my friend said there was this person at a point in his life he was selling cake. And then again, he just moved and started selling barbecue. And then he switched to another business. Now, there's a reason why he was switching business. He's not getting the money from it, and he has the value to offer, you get, but he's not getting the value from it. Now, I'm asking, what do you have to say about this whole scenario?
Okay, the thing, like I said first, you have to be consistent with what you do, right? But then you can't be consistent with nothing. That's where people get it wrong. And one of my mentors will always say that, what are you optimizing for? Right?
Yeah.
Now, the first thing you need to consider is the market. Whatever skill you want to learn. That's why I encourage people to learn digital marketing. It's not as if the money will come. The money may not even come in the first 2-3 years, right? Yeah. But there's markets for it. Businesses are springing up, and these people need digital marketing to sell. Else they will go out of the business, right? Now, in that environment, do people want cake? Do we have restaurants? Do we have partners that would like to order for this thing he is making? Right? Yeah. Do we have people that would like to get whatever he or she is selling, right? Now, if you are selling something like barbecue, you need to put it where there is hotels, a place like GRA, right? Where the hotels are much, where people come to nightclub, right? To enjoy themselves and stuff. Now, this is what you should consider. The market base. What's the market base in that environment? Right? Another thing you should consider is consistency. How consistent are you? Because you can even start first, second, third. You are not getting as much sales as you want to get, right? But then you need to be consistent. You need to be strategic. You need to continuously improve on whatever you are doing. Okay, I was telling someone that, okay, I've not made my first $10,000 in digital marketing. So I was telling some group of students that if I will not make my first $10,000 in digital marketing, that I'm not going to check out any other skill. That I will stay on this skill till I make that particular money, right? It means that I still need to press more for knowledge, for experiences, for networks, right? So you don't blame anybody, or you just have to look in what is it that you've not gotten right, and what is it that you should change.
Okay, that was amazing. And I would like to add this. Yes, I would like to add this. Like Bishop David Oyedepo actually said that you should start small. Now, the problem, according to him, the problem with young people of this generation is they want it big. And even when they are trying to get something, even when they're trying to work on a particular skill or something, they don't want to be consistent. They don't want to stay. They want it to they do it today and tomorrow they have cashed out or made something great out of it. So start small and continue. Just continue. Just continue. It's a continuous process. I don't know how many times I would emphasize that you should continue doing whatever you are doing. Like the Winners family, they did not start, or they didn't get to where they are today in one day. According to him, he said he started with just 4 members, and today the rest is history. So basically, you can also apply that to your life. That value, that money you seek is actually in that skill, but then consistency is also part of it. Now, the very last question before we go, I think you've answered my question. Now, you've answered my question, but I would still ask it. The last question I'm going to ask is, what's the escape escape route for people who are actually facing that challenge. And you said environment, positioning.
Yes. They should also check the market base. First of all, can you endure, like, how many years can you stay consistent with this skill? Now, in how many years, what's your projection? Can this skill make you $50 at once? What is the limit cap? Okay, let's say you are learning video editing now. Now, if you're so good, can this skill make you $100,000 at once? Right?
Yeah.
So you need to know the cap to that particular skill you are learning. You also need to be consistent. You need to learn, right? Yeah. You might take side hustle job, but don't forget the goal. Ensure that you stay consistent, you attend seminars, you meet with partners, volunteer, right? Volunteering is part of it. But then as time goes on, you might start leaving this volunteering thing because the market may start using you unnecessarily. Yeah, thank you.
So it's just a matter of time.
Yes.
The money will come.
Will come, definitely.
It will definitely attract.
Yes.
So basically, money and value will always obey the law of magnetism. It will definitely attract. Thank you so much, Sal, for this session. It was amazing. It was nice having you in the studio. Thank you for joining us. To our dear viewers, thank you for watching till this point. You are amazing. We love you and we celebrate you. And this is where we draw the curtain for today on Words Wave. So I come your way next time. My name remains Jennifer Inapari. Bye.